It seems like we're constantly being bombarded with another Moondrop product. Not necessarily a bad thing, just saying. And in today's video, I'm reviewing the Moondrop May IEM, the one that comes with the special DSP cable. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So yeah, the Moondrop May coming in at a price of $65. And what makes this one special is the little cable that comes with it. There it is there. And if you look at the termination here, you can see it's a USB Type-C termination. So you can plug this directly into your smartphone. Now this cable is actually also available as a standalone purchase. It's called the Moondrop FreeDSP. It's worth about $25. It even comes with a 3-button inline control and a microphone. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, for the money, it's actually quite a nice cable, nice silvery color. As you can see there, handles pretty well. And it has standard 0.8mm 2-pin connectors, so you can actually use this cable with any compatible IEM. So, and that leaves us with the IEMs there. And if you take that cable out of the equation, that would suggest that these are roughly worth around $35. And just like the cable, these are fairly versatile. I mean, they're just regular IEMs without the cable. You can use these with a regular cable. It doesn't have to be the FreeDSP. So you're essentially getting two products for the price of one, or two products in the one box. But let's have a look at these IEMs, the shells here. Pretty nice. They've got sort of smoky, dark, translucent resin shells, nice and smooth, and they have these lovely reflective face plates with a little pattern on there. I don't know what to call it. It looks like kind of 3- and 4-leaf clovers to my eyes, but yeah, the shells are really comfortable. They're very lightweight. Let's bring the cable back in now, because the cable is obviously part of this IEM, and it's quite interesting how it works. You can just plug it into any phone, it will work right away. But if you want to get the full use out of it, you need to download and install the Moondrop Link app. And within the app, you can choose from a bunch of preset EQs, and it's also got a parametric equalizer as well, so you can really tweak the sound however you want. There's really quite a lot of possibilities that you can do with this package, but I'm just going to talk about the default setting, which is almost the same as using the IEM standalone with a separate standard cable. But let's talk about how the Moondrop May sounds now. And I would say the general tuning is pretty much reminiscent of Moondrop's VDSF target, but with an enhanced bass. And if you've heard any other Moondrop IEMs, you could probably make a fair guess as to how the May sounds. But to make a vague comparison, I would put the sound signature of the May somewhere in between the Starfield 2 and the Aria 2. Graph. Let's talk about the bass. Now, May has a sub-bass emphasis, obviously, giving the lows plenty of body, weight, and dimension. The transition to the mid-bass is smooth and cohesive. However, the bass in the mid-range lacks the same level of emphasis as the sub-bass. And although this isn't a basshead IEM, I think most listeners should be satisfied with the amount of slam and impact that it delivers. The mid-bass is tight and punchy, but there are some lingering shadows cast by the sub-bass that can veil some of the mid-range nuances. So when you boost the sub-bass quite heavily like it is here, you tend to get sort of long lingering decays or heavy underlying bass notes, and that can sort of veil some of the finer details and nuances in the music. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, the May also comes with what is currently the new standard Moondrop case, which is a pretty nice little case here. brown felt lined inside. Yeah, so that's pretty nice. So not too bad value overall. Let's talk about the mid-range now, which is pretty lively. It is fairly forward and upfront. It has pretty good note density, and it avoids being overly assertive, and that is a credit to that robust bass foundation that underpins it. Vocals have an organic warmth, and they are delivered with a pleasant intimacy. But it's intimate, but it's not overly sweet. It's not too in your face. It still gives room to breathe. And so the mids have got this organic warmth, which offers a balance of richness and clarity. And while it's not the most transparent of mid-ranges, its natural tonality and engaging presentation are pleasing and inoffensive and not shouty. Then we've got the treble. The treble tuning is smooth and non-fatiguing. It's crisp enough to aid in creating snappy attacks and providing clarity. However, like the mid-range, some finer details can be covered by that underlying weight of the sub-bass. Now, the treble isn't particularly sparkling or airy, but there's enough vibrancy to ward off an overly dark tonal character. And while it may not dazzle with brilliance, its presence injects just the right amount of liveliness into the sound to maintain overall balance. Soundstage and technicalities next, and the soundstage has a naturally rounded shape but fairly average dimension, so it's not particularly expansive. Instrument separation is pretty good for an IEM in this price range, and May can keep pace with busy tracks pretty well. It doesn't get overly congested, though it's not the most transparent sounding IEM. And now let's get into a little comparison. I'm going to pull in the Moondrop Aria 2, and just holding them in the hand like that, the Aria 2 definitely feels more premium in the hand. But in terms of sound, they're both based on that FreeDSP target again, but the Aria 2 has considerably less bass quantity than May, especially in the sub-bass area, and as a result, it has less overall warmth throughout the spectrum, which means leaner notes and a drier presentation. And it also means that Aria 2's bass is a bit more nimble and cleaner, but it kind of lacks the depth of May's lows, which is one of the criticisms I have of the Aria 2, is it just feels like the bass depth sort of peters out a little bit early. So apart from the bass, both of these IEMs follow a similar tuning throughout. Aria 2's mid-range is more forward and brighter, which some people will find shouty or fatiguing. It's more spacious than May's mids, but it lacks the natural warmth that the May's mid-range has. And the treble is also similar to May, but the May has better treble extension, mainly to counterbalance some of the weight in the lows, I guess, but detail retrieval is slightly better on the Aria 2, and it has a wider but a shallower stage. So they're both pretty good IEMs. Just keep in mind the May is like $20 odd less than the Aria, including that DSP cable. So I think personally the May sounds a little bit more natural. It's a little bit more forgiving and non-fatiguing. If you want something that sounds sort of really crisp and energetic and high fidelity with a cleaner background, without any added warmth in the sound, you might like the Aria 2. Otherwise, if you're looking for something that's just a little bit more easygoing and musical and engaging, then the May is the way to go. And yeah, I think that's about it, guys. So thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, Parfam audiophile style. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the May or the Aria 2 or anything really. If you've got any questions, hit me up down below. If you are new here, and you consider hitting that subscribe button before you go. Links to my Patreon down below if you want to support the channel, and my social media links are down there as well. So until next time, I'll see you later.